interesting topic, that is cell division. Now, cell division, DNA replication, cell growth has to take place in a sequential manner for cell division to take place. Now, the sequence of events by which a cell actually duplicates its genome, synthesizes other cellular components and ultimately divides into two daughter cells is known as cell cycle. Now, cell cycle can be divided mainly into a number of phases, among which we are going to discuss the interphase and mitotic phase today. Now, the first and foremost stage, that is interphase. Interphase can be divided into three sub-phases, that is the gap 1 phase, S phase and the G2 phase, that is the gap 2 phase. First and foremost, the gap 1 phase or the G1 phase, here the cell is metabolically very active and it continues to grow in size, but there is no duplication of its genetic material. Now, slowly and gradually as the cell enters into the S phase, what happens is the cell synthesizes its DNA and the replication procedure starts. We need to remember, suppose if a cell has an amount of chromosome 2C in the G1 phase, after the end of S phase, the cell will have an amount of DNA, suppose 2C into 2, that is 4C, that is the chromosomal material in a cell will duplicate itself at the end of S phase. But one thing we need to remember, that is, though the amount of genetic material will duplicate at the end of S phase, but the number of chromosome will remain constant. Suppose if a cell has a chromosome number 2N at the end of G1 phase, after completion of S phase as well, the cell will have a chromosome number of 2N. That will not duplicate, it will remain as it is. After completion of S phase, the cell gradually enters into the third stage, that is the G2 phase. Here also the cell will be very active, but it will keep on synthesizing proteins to make itself ready to enter into the mitotic stage. Now, we know there are certain cells, for example human heart cells, which will never divide. There are also certain cells which will divide only when necessary. Suppose if a cell is damaged due to any reason or cell death has taken place, that is apoptosis has occurred, only then certain cells divide. In this case, after completion of the G1 phase, these cells will enter into a G0 phase, which is known as the quiescent stage. Okay? In the quiescent stage, the cell is metabolically active, but these cells don't proliferate. Now, we also need to know what happens in case of plants and animals. Like, in animals, we know mitosis generally takes place in case of the diploid somatic cells. But there are also exceptions to every rule, like haploid, in some of the haploid cells, like suppose male honeybees, mitotic cell division do take place. Whereas in the contrary, in plant world, we can find that mitosis takes place both in haploid as well as also in the diploid stages. Now with this, let's enter into the most important, one of the most important stages of cell cycle, that is mitosis. Major reorganizations of some of the very important cellular components of the cell takes place during mitosis. Firstly, we need to know that in the mitosis, what happens is the daughter cells which are formed at the end of mitosis, they will be exactly the same replicas of their parental generation. That is, the cellular components will be exactly the same in all respect with their parents. So, mitosis is also known as an equational division. But cell cycle is a very cell cycle or cell division is actually a very progressive event. Though we divide certain stages in the cell cycle, for example, mitosis can be divided into 4 nuclear divisions or 4 stages of karyokinesis, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, followed by cytokinesis. We do this, we do say this, but actually what happens is it is very difficult to make a clear-cut demarcations of these stages of mitosis. That is, one stage will continue after the other, and now in slides when we see under the microscope, we can see, or it's difficult to distinguish whether it is a anaphase stage that we see or it's an early telophase stage that we are seeing, it's really difficult to distinguish certain stages when we see under the microscope practically, but though we actually divide these cells stages as we continue with our chapter. Now as we enter into mitosis, now we enter into the second phase of cell cycle, that is mitosis. Now mitosis is the phase where major cell reorganizations of virtually all the cellular components will take place. Mitosis is known as the equational division. Why? Because in mitosis, the chromosomal constitution of the parental generation and the daughter cells or the new daughter cells which will be formed will remain constant. That is why it is known as the equational division. Now 4 basic nuclear divisions or karyokinesis, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, followed by cytokinesis will take place in order for the entire mitosis to get completed. Now the first and foremost stage of mitosis is the prophase, where we can see which initiates with the condensation of the chromosomal material. Now the chromosomal material compact during mitosis. We can see 2 chromatids which are joined together by the centromeres, centrosomes, which have already undergone duplication. In the interphase, they begins to move towards the opposite poles of the cells. Now centrosomes will radiate microtubules which are known as the asters. 2 asters together with the spindle fiber will constitute what we call the mitotic apparatus. Now at the end of the prophase, we can see other cellular components like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, nucleolus, they will keep on disintegrating. Next we enter into the metaphase. Now metaphase is very interesting, which begins with the complete disintegration of the nuclear envelope. The most interesting thing about metaphase is it is the best suitable stage to study the chromosomal morphology, because in this metaphase we can see that the chromosomes are all aligned throughout the cytoplasm of the cell, mainly in the central portion of the cytoplasm. They are aligned at the metaphase plate, and we can see certain disc-shaped structures which are present in the centromeres, which are actually the sites of the attachment of the spindle fiber, known as the kinetochore. Now all the chromosomes in the metaphase will come and lie in the center of the phase. Here 1 chromatid of each of the chromosome, which is connected to the kinetochore of the spindle fiber of one pole, and its sister chromatid will be connected to the kinetochore to the spindle fiber of the opposite pole. With this, we come to an end of the metaphase and enter into the third stage of mitosis, that is anaphase. Now, most interesting thing about anaphase is that is with the onset, each chromosomes which are arranged, which were previously arranged at the center of the plate, they will split simultaneously and they will start moving towards the opposite poles. Now, the centromeres will face the pole and the leading the arms of the chromosome towards the equator. That means each set of chromatids, which will be the new set of chromosomes for the daughter nuclei, they will begin to separate with the centromere that will face towards the pole and the leading arms of the chromosomes which will be facing towards the equator. Now we enter into the last stage of mitosis, which is known as the last stage of mitosis, or we can better call it the last stage of karyokinesis, which is known as the telophase. Now it is the final stage of karyokinesis, because in this stage the chromosomes have already reached towards the poles in the anaphase. Here what happens is the chromosomes will lose their individual discrete identity. They will appear as clusters at the 2 poles. Nucleolus, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, or any other cellular components of the cell which are essential, they will again start reappearing at the end of telophase. Now we can see that the nuclear envelope will also begin to appear around the cluster of chromosomes which were present at the 2 poles of the cells. Now with this, we actually conclude the 4 important stages of karyokinesis, and now we enter into cytokinesis. Now what is cytokinesis? Cytokinesis is basically the formation of the 2 daughter cells which will be formed. Now we know, or we are ready with 2 sets to complete sets of chromosomes or daughter nuclei which are exactly the same replicas of their parental generations, but these two sets of daughter nuclei are present in a single cell at this moment before the cell has entered into cytokinesis. After cytokinesis, the two daughter nuclei which are now present in a single cell will get divided and then get evenly distributed to two daughter cells. Thus, we can conclude that at the end of mitosis, we will get two daughter cells, each of which will be exactly replicas of their parental generation, thereby enabling us to call mitosis an equational division. Now, what is cytokinesis? Cytokinesis means two daughter cells will be formed. Now, interesting point here is cytokinesis in plant cells and animal cells will take place in two different ways. First, let's think about what happens in animal cells. We all know animal cells have plasma membrane and they lack the cell wall. So what will happen? The plasma membrane, suppose this is a plasma membrane, the plasma membrane from both the sides will invaginate towards the center. They will keep on invaginating until and unless the plasma membrane from both sides will come and meet at the center. They will join, thereby separating the two daughter cells with the two daughter nuclei which are exact replicas of the parental generation. Now if we look forward towards how cytokinesis take place in plant cell, will come across a very important event. Now cytokinesis in plant cell will basically start with the formation of the cell plate. Now what is cell plate? Cell plate is basically formed by the middle lamella between the two adjacent cells. Okay, now the cell plate is present in the center of the mother cell or the parent cell, which will have two sets of daughter nuclei at the two poles. Now the cell plate will grow from the center towards the periphery of the cell wall gradually. Ultimately, when the cell plate will reach the cell wall in both sides, the two cells will be, or the two daughter cells will be formed with two daughter nuclei. So it is very clear that the mechanisms of cytokinesis in both plants and animal cell is quite different. Now, after this, organelles like mitochondria and plastids will be eventually distributed to the two daughter cells. Now, what can happen if karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis due to any reason? What will happen? See, already the daughter nuclei have been formed in a single cell. Right, if now the cell is unable to divide to form two daughter cells, then what will happen is we will get a cenocytic condition or a multinucleated condition. That is, for example, what we call the endosperm of coconut. Okay, that is a cenocytic stage. Now, what is the significance of mitosis? Here, at the end of mitosis, we can get diploid cells with identical genetic component, and this mitosis is extremely essential for the cell to divide, to restore the nucleocytoplasmic content of the cell. So that was all for the day. Hope you have all enjoyed my video. If you have really liked this video, please like it, share it with all your friends and families, and to get more and more such videos, please subscribe SS Tutorials. If you have any doubt regarding this video, you can pretty well write it down in the comment section below, and for any further updates, you can also contact me personally in the given information below. Thank you guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.